Hello, friends. How you doing this morning? So I thought it was time, now that I'm approaching 100 students, to really kind of profile what I'm seeing. And really, I'm doing this because, if you're going to follow someone like me or potentially look at taking someone's course, I think it's nice to see if you're kind of going to fit with not only the, I don't like the term teacher, but mentor perhaps is a better term, and the fellow students. So I thought what I would do is, we're approaching 100 students in my online course, how to get started one rental at a time. It's on Teachable. I put the link down. You can just go to my website, onerentalatatime.com. It's at the bottom. And please, please, please use that coupon code. No reason to spend an extra $50 if you don't have to. You can get into this course for only $149 and get all the goodies that we're going to talk about here in a minute. So I thought I would do is I just created a single slide. I thought I would talk about what I am seeing and love to get your feedback as well. So let's make sure that technology keeps doing what it's supposed to do. And we will share from here. All right, move that window. Okay, so again, this is a profile of my students, the ones that are in my course, part of the private Facebook group, things of that nature. So first and foremost, as you might suspect, our entire story is about buy and hold rentals. It's about being a landlord. It's about being conservative. It is about that mythical mailbox money, right? Getting monthly cash flow that over time, right? It starts as a drip, but over time exceeds your monthly expenses. At which point, by all calculations, you are financially free and able to make different decisions if you so choose. Right? We documented this story in the book, One Rental at a Time. It's available on Amazon. Now create daily content for this YouTube channel. Have information on my website. Again, everything is onerentalatatime.com. So again, if you're interested in buy and hold rentals, I think you are in the mix. If you're a wholesaler, right, or you want to get into direct mail, or you want to understand the ins and outs of probate, or seller financing, or things of that nature, I may touch on them casually as ways of adding to my portfolio, but it is all about buy and hold, right? It's not about flips. It's not about assignment fees. It's not about chunk money. It's just not. And if that's what you're interested in, I think you would be disappointed in following me. The other thing that is nice to see, frankly, is it's attracting busy professionals, folks that have very little time. They were like us, right? We had full-time jobs. We were raising our daughter. We didn't have a lot of time. So what did we do, to learn our market? What did we do to do one rental at a time? And again, we took great care to document our story in this book, which if you haven't read it, I've been told it's a great read. I wrote it and actually now sponsor a summer book report tour for kids. If you don't know what that is, I have a video on it, a few ago, where I'm paying kids to write up a book report. So know that it's out there, and it's important to me to get people to see what is possible. But again, if you're a busy professional, you don't have a lot of time, that's who I was, and that's what I've created. I've created something that you could do with little slivers of time. Conservative. I've always been conservative. I talk about in painful detail the one time I created a negative cash flow, which I call alligator property, because my cash out refi was too much. Talk about how that hurt, how that was uncomfortable. It does have a nice ending because we bought more properties and we did 1031 exchanges. But again, I'm not that high leverage person. There are some people out there that, talk about running it really close to the razor's edge. When you follow me, you have someone who's been through a cycle and a half. And part of that story of mine is I saw people that were over leveraged lose everything. And it was not something I'd want for myself or for any of you following me. So when in doubt, put more down, right? Be conservative. This is the one that I'm really seeing is a lot of people reach out to me. They're interested in the course. But really what they're interested in, they want to de-risk the process, right? They want to understand how we went about learning a market, and what was I don't know if you want to call it grunt work or the repetitive work that we did, so that we could learn and de-risk the decision-making process. You're buying an investment, so it's never risk-free. But if you can reduce the risk by 50 or 60 or 70% and learn over time, that's what we're trying to do, right? The course, I'm covering the cost of doing this. I've been told I should sell it for a lot more. That's not what I'm trying to do. If I can make this a break-even thing, it's a win, because now I can feel like I'm contributing to the world and helping folks. So one of the things that is very clear from my early students is, by doing this, they're de-risking their decision-making process. They're not overpaying. They know what they're doing. They're getting good returns, and they're feeling really good about it, which is, I got to tell you, is an awesome feeling. A lot of folks, again, following our story, right? We invested out of area, right? 2.5 hours away, one way. A lot of folks are thinking about either out of area or out of state, right? They live in very expensive areas, or they're attracted by the returns in other markets. But I got to tell you, if that kind of stuff attracts you and you just jump in, I don't know what else to say, but don't do that. I would suggest, this course, after you use the $50 coupon code, is only $149. Do the work, right? Do yourself a favor, do the work, learn the market, either the out of area or out of state market, so that you can at least have a better chance of making the right decision. I have talked to many, many people who followed some turnkey provider or some out of state promise market, and they got burned. Maybe you're trying to do BRRRR out of state, or you're trying to buy 3 turnkeys in 3 states. It could end badly if you don't do the work. I give you this process to go through and outline so that you can feel more confident in what you are doing. Yes, it is kind of repetitive, but that's the point. You need to learn the area, you need to learn the market, you need to feel good about your decisions. The real thing that I am teaching, and this didn't come to me until I really sat with students or talked to students, is I'm giving you a skill, right? I firmly believe, and I didn't know this when I started, is I generated a skill to learn a market and evaluate a market and continually evolve that as the market goes up, like last time, right? From 03 to 08, then it crashes. So the skill I have now, at least in Fresno, in theory, I could take to Albuquerque or Boise or Denver or wherever and just repeat, because it is a skill. I believe what I'm teaching is the skill to do buy and hold real estate investing, right? It's not about writing offers and doing all of that, but it's about understanding the numbers, feeling good about the numbers, and understand what's going on. So I firmly believe when you go through this course, you're going to generate a new skill. And the beauty of this skill is you can use it time and time again, right? You can take it anywhere you want. You can use it now. You can use it in a decade. Once you understand the market, and once you understand, more importantly, how to learn a new market, you have something that nobody can take away from you. I think it's very clear that anytime somebody asks for $149 or whatever the course costs today, that's $149 after the coupon, because I hope all of you use the coupon code of Web50. Is you've checked me out on YouTube. I am now posting daily content, anywhere from just a single 1-minute motivational clip to 45-minute interviews, depending on the day. Many of you, real quick on YouTube, if you haven't subscribed already, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. I don't do a very good job of asking for that. I'm sorry. Many of you have read my book. If you haven't, it's over my right shoulder. That's the cover. You can find it on Amazon in paperback or Kindle. Paperback's $14.99 and Kindle is $9.99. And more folks are going to my website. It was just a simple 1-page website for the longest time. It's also called One Rental at a Time, all spelled out. So the one is, O-N-E, so one rental at a time. Now I've added a couple things, about me page, because some people want to know a little bit more about me. Plus, I like to show off my little dog, Jordan, who passed away recently. So he's on there. And I have a blog, wrote 3 or 4 blogs, so they're there as well. And then one thing that I'm really glad I established, and I didn't do it in the beginning because I just didn't know, but I've now created a private Facebook group. And this private Facebook group does a couple of things. First, only my paying students are added, right? That's the only ones that are available, which does me a couple of favors. One is it allows me to go to that page every day and understand what questions are being asked. I really look at that page as a way to try to mentor folks. Um, I get asked all the time, do you do mentoring? Do you do all these things? The answer is no, no one-on-one mentoring. But if you're one of my paying students and you have questions, that's where you go. The other thing that's really fun is as this grows, is students are interacting with students, which I greatly appreciate. I really like the fact that we're all like-minded. We're all trying to move forward. So that private Facebook group has exceeded my expectations, and I believe will be, as time goes by, will be worth the price of admission just for that. So again, if you want to hear directly from me, the best way to do it is in this private Facebook group because it's the smallest. Right now, only about half my students have joined, which is interesting. I've sent out emails and the likes to folks that haven't, but if it's called One Rental at a Time Works. So you can ask to join. I am going to validate that you're a paying student because again, I want to stay authentic to that. And again, by being the smallest place, it allows me the greatest flexibility to interact. So if you really want to feel like you're reaching out to me and getting in contact with me, joining my course gives you access to my private Facebook group and something that I look at every day. So in the end, if you have any questions about the course, first off, I would go to my website, One Rental at a Time, scroll to the bottom. If you click on it, you'll actually see the course outline, which is kind of cool. But you can send me an email. It's mzuber, Michael Zuber, obviously, mzuber at onerentalatatime.com. So I hope that makes sense. Again, I created this course and frankly the book because it's going after my two goals. I have two goals. I'm trying to create stuff that outlives me by 100 years. That's the YouTube channel and the book, right? If I pass on or hit by a bus or whatever you want to call it, these things should live on, right? Will they live on 100 years? I don't know, but that's my hope. And then again, I'm trying to help 1,000 people. And right now, it seems like the best way to me to count the 1,000 is with this private Facebook group, which is fun. So if you are a student, because we're approaching 100, and you haven't joined yet, please join. If you don't want to, you don't like Facebook, you're anti-Facebook, I get it. Frankly, I was one of you for a long time. When I was working, I never had an account, but now that I'm out, it's fun, but I get it. So at the end, do me a favor, subscribe, hit that like button, ask questions. If you want to talk about the course, send me an email, and always feel free to reach out. Have a great day. All right. Take care.